Hi everyone, I'm Rincey and this is Rincey Reads. Today I'm going to be doing unboxings for you guys. I don't generally do this because I don't really get a lot of book mail. Usually I do my book of the month unboxings, but I happen to get a couple of other packages. I don't know what's in any of these, so I figured I would just unbox them on camera and you can see me react live. I don't know how this is gonna go, but we'll see. So I'm going to start off with the book of the month box. In case you guys are new here, Book of the Month contacted me a while ago and they asked me to be one of their ambassadors, and that basically just means they send me 3 out of the 5 books that they provide every month. Book of the Month is basically like a subscription service. They have judges who pick out 5 books, or they have like 5 judges who pick out a book each. If you have a subscription with them, you get one of the books for free, or like as part of the subscription, sort of like Audible with credit. And then if you want any of the other books, it costs just a little bit more. It's not that expensive, especially since you're getting like a brand new hardcover book. So these are the 3 books that I picked this month that I have completely forgotten about because, you know, I have a horrible memory. Oh, I forgot that. I just got really excited because there's a book in here that I actually was really excited to get from like the library. Like I had it on my mental list of like I need to get this book from the library because I had completely forgotten I'd ordered it from Book of the Month. Anyways, we'll get to that in a second because that one's at the bottom of the pile. So the first one is Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinburrough. This one was picked by Judge Christina Ariola, and it says, "You think you know how it ends? You're wrong. I promise." So this is sort of like a mystery thriller type book. So apparently the way this story goes is there's this woman who is like sort of like new in town. She goes to a bar, she meets a guy, they kiss, and then they separate, and then the next day she goes to her new job, and it turns out the guy that she kissed at the bar is her new boss, and he is actually married, and he says that it was, you know, a giant mistake and all this stuff. And then later on, she meets this woman in town, and it turns out that's the wife of the married guy she had kissed. And apparently, this just goes all sorts of places that you'll never expect, according to the flap. The next book is Panchiko by Min Jin Lee. First of all, let's take a second to just appreciate that front cover, because that's gorgeous. This one was picked by Alexander Chi, and it says, "A big novel to lose yourself in, or find yourself anew, a saga of Koreans in Japan rejected by the country they call home, unable to return to Korea. Like a series history of both, like a secret history of both countries in one novel. I hope you love it like I did." Sorry, this is written in like their handwriting, so sometimes it's kind of hard to read. This sounds like really fascinating. I love these sort of like bigger novels. It's a little bit on the longer side. And I've been kind of looking for something a little bit denser and thicker to jump into, so this just might be it. And then the book that I'm super excited about is The Animators by Kayla Ray Whittaker. And this was picked by Cynthia Sweeney. And it says, "Above all, The Animators is the story of the joy and sorrow of profound friendship. I hope it captures your heart the way it did mine." So what I know about this book is that it follows these 2 women who are friends who work as animators as they are trying to break into sort of this male-dominated industry. I've heard pretty positive things about this book, so I'm really excited to check it out for myself. So next up, I'm going for the package, and this is from W.W. Norton and Company. I don't think this is a book I requested, but I don't remember. Okay, so first we have The Outrun, a memoir by Amy Liptrot. It says here, "Perfect for fans of Helen Macdonald's best-selling memoir, H is for Hawk. The Outrun is a beautiful, inspiring book about living on the edge, about the pull between island and city, and about the ability of the sea, the land, the wind, and the moon to restore life and renew hope." And the next one is Silver and Salt by Eleanor Diamont. Probably totally butchered that one. Oh, this book comes out, I should probably tell you when these are released because these are advanced reader copies. This one comes out in April. This one also comes out in April. Okay, it says, "Silver and Salt is a beautifully crafted novel about the tragic effects of a devastating childhood and the consequences of love and betrayal." Yeah, I haven't heard of either of these books, but I'm also not like super up on the new releases outside of like authors that I follow. Oh, this author was also born in Zambia, grew up in Indonesia, England, and the United States. Interesting stuff here. So yeah, we'll see how these do if I get around to them. All right, and then the final box I got is from Quarterly. Quarterly does, you know, quarterly subscription boxes, and the way that they work is that they have sort of like a main author, and you get their new release, and then that author picks like 2 books to also give, and there's a young adult line as well as an adult line. They've sent me their packages in the past as well. And I have no idea who the author is for this month. I'm looking around because I can't find my scissors at the moment, but they're over here. So yeah, I have no idea what's inside. So let's see. This is hilarious. So you get a couple of things in here. Ooh. So I just saw another book in here. So you get like this form that talks about the author that's in here and the books and why they picked these things for you. So the person... Oh, this is hilarious. Okay, I'm putting this to the side so I can properly do all this. So the person who was picked was Kayla Ray Whittaker, who is the author of The Animators. Oh, hilariousness. So I have 2 copies of this, and this one is the thing with Quarterly that they also do is they get the, oh, this is so cool, the author to do sort of like notes and post-it notes, and since this is a book about animation, there's like, I don't even know if you can see that, there's illustrations on some of these post-it notes, which is pretty cool. So, since I have 2 copies of this book, let's do a giveaway. Check in the description to get a copy of The Animator sent to you. US only because I can't afford shipping internationally, sorry. But yeah, that was an unexpected surprise. Other things that are included in this box, this bookmark, as well as tiny colored pencils, so you can color in this bookmark, which I think is pretty cool. The Argonauts by Maggie Nelson. This is pretty fantastic. This is a book I've been wanting to read for a really long time. It was on like a bunch of people's like best of lists, I think, back in 2015. I believe that this is a memoir, and I know that it has something to do with like gender identity and gender fluidity and something along those lines. I don't know too much about it because, you know, I like to be relatively blind going into books, but I'm excited that I now have this one that I could potentially read. And the other book is The Annie Year, a novel by Stephanie Wilbur Ash, which I've never heard of before. It says, Sandy is a serious patron of the arts in her town, which is why you'll find her at the high school musical each year, whether the students are performing Annie or Oklahoma. This year is an Annie year, and it would be no different than any other were it not for the high school's new vocational agricultural teacher, Kenny, with his alluring ponytail and exotic beaded belt. Well, it already sounds like bad news to me. Kenny is a far cry from Tandy's... Oh, it's Tandy, not Sandy. Cursive letters, man. Tandy's slovenly husband who spends the majority of his time consuming sandwiches in their hot tub. These are just some poor choices happening here. Tandy's affair with Kenny has instant repercussions, and she embarks on a journey of self-discovery that might even include leaving town for good for somewhere better where there's pizza by the slice. Interesting. I've never heard of this book before, so definitely intrigued by it. That's for sure. So yeah, that's everything that I have for you guys today. If you have any questions about any of the boxes or anything that I have done here today, definitely leave a comment down below. I'll have links to the Book of the Month website as well as the Quarterly website, so if you guys are interested in subscribing yourself, I don't remember how much these boxes cost, so all the information will be on their website. I believe Book of the Month is US only. Quarterly, I believe, does international shipping, but you have to pay more for that. I'll also have links down below to all of the books mentioned in here, just in case you guys are interested in any of them. I'll also have a Gleam link down below if you're interested in a copy of The Animators. I'll probably be giving away, I think I'll give away the Quarterly one so you guys can get all the notes because I'm nice like that. US only, like I said before, just because personally I can't afford international shipping. I'm also going to just require that you be a subscriber because these are the things I like to do for my subscribers when I can. So, yeah, that's all I have for now, and thanks for watching.